Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to International Project. My name is Sue Wong, your international property consultant and your host of today. On behalf of IQI Global, Asia's largest real estate firm and a member of Juwai.com, I would like to welcome you and thank you for tuning in and supporting our program. This program features various real estate projects, global investment criteria, at the same time sharing some of the latest and hottest investment opportunities in different countries. So do join us every week on our Facebook page, IQI International Sales. Today, we are privileged to have Mr. Goncalo Pereira, country head of IQI Portugal, to share with us the latest Portugal Real Estate Projects. Hi, Mr. Goncalo.
Hello, Sue.
How are you?
Good. Good. We are just traveling. That's why the backside, it's always different.
Yes. You are in another country today?
I am.
So Where are you
We
today?
need to expand. It's already an IQI project also, but we're still under development. So I
Okay.
will let you know all for the next news.
Wow, we can't wait. The projects and the hotspots you shared the last time was really, really good and so fascinating. Like you have projects in the mountain, project at the beach, and and you really bring us very different projects that really open our eyes to see different parts of Portugal. So we can't wait for your sharing today on your different projects again. Yeah.
We're going to continue to share
Mm.
some of the opportunities to investment, and also important that we spoke in the last conversation is about inspiration. So I think it's we need to give both some rational investment options and inspirational options. So let's do it today,
Yes.
and let's see what
Okay. I'll just
we can offer. Um, but thank you for the time that the international properties department is developing to Portugal, and let's hope this is going to be fruitful, and
yes,
and our viewers going to be interested about investing in Portugal.
definitely. Okay. Okay. Can't wait.
Oh, today is a different picture at the start.
Not the bridge anymore.
Not the bridge anymore. Let's go for the country. The picture is from Algarve.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for back again from people that don't know Portugal. So Portugal is in the on the west part of Europe with the long coast. One of the top speaking countries in the world, with a very friendly to foreigners because the majority of people they speak English and they are welcome. We are nice people, and it's true. We need to do, and it's important. It's one of the safest countries in the world, so you are welcome to come. um, about investment, the majority of people may know um, about the golden visa. So the golden visa is one of the immigration options. You have different types of visa, and golden visa actually is not golden visa. It's called investment by visa by investment. Sorry, visa by investment. So in visa by investment, there are seven options of investment, and one of them it's investing on real estate, which is probably one of the most interesting options for this investment. And although I also always defend the investment on investment funds. But the change of the law from this time places the investment funds only eligible after investment of 500,000. Last year was 350,000. So that's a bit of a change, but still also an interesting option um, for our investors. But basically, we are going to focus now on real estate options. On the next slide, you're going to see some changes of where you can invest and what you can invest. So basically, you have two options: or residential or commercial. And due to the changes of the law, so basically the regions with gray, you cannot invest on residential. But still a lot of options in commercial. So it's not on this slide, but I'm If you people want to contact us, we will give you some options from yields from 5 to 7%, and investments. We try to do it the lowest we can, but probably we can find some investments from 350,000, which is the minimum, up to 500,000. Probably on this one we can go up to 7%. Um, but they are customized solutions, so we're going to see it on probably another time. Or if someone wants a more customized solution, we are thrilled to share it. So today we're going to show the most interesting ones, probably the more rational investments, which are the 280,000 investments on different regions in Portugal. So you can choose different options. First option, we start from the north to the south. In the north, we spoke in the last time from the mountains. We still have the one big mountain, and it's a developing tourism area, so you can move. So you're going to see different landscape of nature, and we develop a project for with an IQI advisory, and probably we're going to supervise construction as well. So we grab some miners. Sue, can you move to next one? So we grab exactly. So we grab a, 11 houses that were belonging to a miners. So it's tiny houses, detached houses, and we developed a project which we sold already on Block A, 11 houses. We still have one there, but it's going to be grouped with Block B in order to provide the solution. So basically, we have 11. We're going to refurbish, and we're going to start Block B because it's like different properties. But we're going to provide a touristic resort in the mountain. The next slides, you're going to check about the design of the properties, how they were, how we're going to be. So we're going to provide some modernity to the miners' houses, and in order to provide a living solution, not only for touristic, but there are people interested to be in the mountains living with a nice landscape. You're going to check now. Um, yeah, so we provided good gardens in the front, in order to have a really nice mountain view in the and these options, it's two apartments, not actually, two houses for 280,000, which are eligible. This project also interesting because there is a buyback included in the project. With the buyback, it's going to be well, sorry, two things. First, it's going to have a 5% yield for the 6 years, and the buyback is going to be indexed to the inflation. So basically, you're going to receive the 5% plus the inflation that for the next years we predict to be higher. So it means that the investors, they are not going to lose their money. And we speak about 6 years because if you want to go for the nationality, you need to wait 5 years and then to apply for the language exam and for the the submission for the last renewal. That's why I was we speak about 6 years. But this it's a project that the investor is going to be backed up at the end. So it's I think it's an interesting point of view, and it's probably it's two bedrooms. All they are two bedroom, um, with a big living room at the bottom, at the ground floor, and two bedrooms on the top. So this is an option for the 280,000, and with a buyback. So this is a very interesting option for now. Next slide. Next, we're going to move to Alcácer. So we spoke on the last conversation about Alcácer. Alcácer is very old town, with a connection to the agriculture, um, and it's the edge of the 280,000 region, closer to Lisbon, which is this is 1 hour distance from Lisbon, um, and of course the developers they were starting to move south and to provide solutions. So one of the iconic I can call them iconic developers um, from Lisbon. They started to invest also in Alcácer do Sal, um, to refurbish, because for the 280,000, sorry, it we need to find a property that is older than 35 years old, okay, and to refurbish. So there is two components on this investment. It's one component of the purchase plus the investment on construction. So the investor needs to have an invoice from a construction company, um, to to um, to prove the refurbishment of this old property.
Mm,
Um, so basically, the problem was to find regions with potential, that could be refurbished. Although, of course, Portugal has a lot of old park real estate, so it provides also an option, and with some creativity, it's possible to build. So, and Comporta is also very interesting, because Comporta is it's one county that is the closest to the next luxury destination in Europe, which is Comporta. Comporta, it's not so easy to find the 280,000 investments, because Comporta was, and it is, an agriculture region, was protected and belonging to one family. Now it was sold, and that's why it's not easy to find properties for the 280,000 investment. So the closest one that we can get, it's Alcácer,
mm,
and it's nice. Um, that there is on this project, there is no rental guarantee, and there is no buyback. So it's a pure residential solution. Um, they just wanted to develop something that they are developers, pure developers. So they are not managers. So they just focus in what they do best. It's refurbish, with some twists, so luxury. So you can check the details. It's They are very cautious, and um, this imagine this terrace is facing to the river
mm,
also. So there is no sea, but there is a river. Some apartments, they are, of course, the most expensive ones. They are facing to the river, um, and the others, they are facing to the back street. But it's a good location for
mm,
Alcácer. Also, Alcázar can be interesting because we have nearby in Sines the biggest Atlantic port for and and there is a lack of properties in Sines, so people they need to move a little bit. So although Sines is going to be 1 hour distance from Alcázar, but it's really hard to find properties so in the region. Um, so now we're going to move south, even more south.
Mm.
Monchique, Monchique. Um, it's famous for the alkalinic water. This is a thermal location. Let's almost call it a resort. It's already in the Algarve region, in the mountains. Uh, besides the thermal, of course, let's say until 50 years ago, it was normal. The vacations were not at the beach. All vacations were at the thermal resorts.
Mm.
So not it was really one of the top destinations. It's really a nice, cozy place, village. Um, it smells a little bit of enchofre because it's a thermal place.
Mm. Mm.
But it's super cozy because it was a summer destination with in the mountains, and on the edge of Monchique you can see the ocean by far. So it's nice. The closest town is Portimão, and they refurbish. That's the project. If you can check, they refurbish the hotel destination, where you have a thermal facilities. So it's
Mm.
interesting. I never did exactly vacations in Moshik, but I was there already a lot of time, and I consume a lot of Moshik water, still water, because it's the only one pure alkaline natural. So it's
Mm.
good for our body to
Yep.
drink alkalinic water.
Yep.
So there is a 9.5 pH, so it's high
Mm.
pH, and it's tasty water.
Mm.
This is the center, one part of the center of Moshik. Interesting to develop. There is a yield connection to the project, and as you can see, there is an investment of 280 plus the construction. Okay, so it's every project, different developers, different approach of investment.
Mm.
But it's a very interesting. If you move also forward, you see it's a it's an hotel, complex hotel. So
So the investment is on each of this hotel room.
it's on the hotel rooms.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
it's
Okay.
on the hotel rooms. We're going to check another one, also different. It's a different concept of investment. It's an investment fund. It's an investment fund that is it's managing. Interesting developer. They focus already 2 years ago already on Moshik, and yeah, developed. They sold out one option, one operation, and they started the second operation. It's interesting. Interesting option. So also next to Moshik, so we are going really from the north to
To
the
the
south.
south.
We go to Lagos. So Lagos, it's also close to Moshik, probably 50 kilometers no less, maybe less, but 50 kilometers. This project, it's the developer, they did a different concept. So they do a co-ownership. Uh, until now, all of them, they are private properties. So the investor, he buys a certain property, and can be provided with yield, not with yield, or a scale up yield. This one is different. So this one, they have a co-ownership, and they, at the end, they assume a buyback from the same value. Um, because the hotels, they're going to be managed by investment funds, and they they do divide. So the investors, they are protected. This developer, they did already different hotels, even from Porto, Évora, uh, and now Algarve. Yeah, they have already four operations ongoing, so it's also a secure investment. Although it's different because it's a co-ownership with a buyback. Different situation. But as you can see, it's a project that they grab existing project from. It was an old place, and they developed to something interesting as touristic. So although it's not a residential property location, but as it is a touristic, it's possible to invest in a residential area. On this, remember the map where it was green and gray. So
Mhm,
this is a green area, so it's not
mhm,
possible to invest on residential, but it's
mhm,
it's an option for a touristic option. So that's
mhm,
why it's interesting. Monchique, for example, it's an investment that is possible to do residential and touristic.
mhm,
Alcácer is possible to do residential and touristic. That's why the project is a residential. And in Serra da Estrela, it's a location for residential touristic. That's why it's residential.
mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
different different projects,
Different
different
location.
combinations,
Mm.
how the investment can be done.
Yeah.
So I think for now, we have all affordable, some luxuries, some not, properties that can be eligible for the investment visa. Okay, so let's now be inspired for something different. Okay, so I think it's not only about affordable investments. Some people, they want inspirational investments.
Mm.
So let's check now different locations, also from the north to the south. Um, we spoke about Douro Valley
Yes.
last time. I think it's important to give some options and open mind to our viewers. So, as I told you, Douro Valley is one of the oldest wine destinations in regions. The wine is good, so you need to try.
Okay.
This is a villa, with a view to the river. Although I think it's possible, more or less, to check that all facing villa is facing to the river. Um, Something interesting, different project. I think it's something that can be inspirational. Douro Valley, it's a long, it's a wide region, and the closest towns, closest biggest town should be Porto. Okay. um, and depending, because it can take 1 hour to arrive to Porto, can take 2 hours to arrive to Porto, depending on where you do the investment.
Mm.
This one is closer to Porto, so you have this property. It's 45 minutes to Porto, and you have a connection to the river, which is nice. So you can have your own boat on the river shore also.
Yeah, it has both the mountain and the river view. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's really on the mountain because the river, the Douro Valley, it's all about mountains. Um, Actually, the Douro Valley, it's a part, but all Douro River has wineries. So the only difference, it's the Douro region. It's let's call it normal wine. Sorry, like this maybe people don't know. Normal wine. So you have red and white wine. From one part of the from the Douro Valley,
Mm,
not the Douro region, but Douro Valley,
mm.
you have green wine, which is nowadays starting to be famous all over the world.
Green
It's
wine.
not green. It's not green. It's yellow like white wine. But the grapes, they are not mature. They are greener.
Okay.
Greener. Um, they catch up earlier, a little bit early, so it gives a little bit more acid taste.
Mm,
Also, there is red wine of this green wine,
mm,
but it's another option. It's another experience. Sorry, it's another experience. This region, where is this house? It's more green wine. Just
mm,
some options,
mm.
different. Um, just
Interesting.
to understand about Portugal.
Yeah.
Um, so this is not. Sorry, the other property, it's eligible for golden visa. It's a
Mm,
region for residential for
mm,
golden visa. So if you want to invest in golden visa, if you
mm,
buy this property, for each investor, the minimum is 500,000. Okay,
mm,
sorry. And the next one, Cascais, it's not eligible for golden visa because it's close to Lisbon, but it's a really luxury destination. Um, and that's why we include it on the map
mm,
for our viewers to understand. So it's 25 kilometers from Lisbon, and it's already on the Atlantic shore. It's a bay, so it's a bay, and actually, I used to walk on this sidewalk. Now I'm traveling a lot, but when I'm home, I walk a lot here in this
Do
in
you
this
live near
place.
here?
I live in Cascais.
Oh, I see. This is your home.
It's now my wife convinced me to move to Cascais actually because I'm from Lisbon.
Good
I'm
choice.
I'm from Lisbon. I never wanted to move from Lisbon, but she had already a property in Cascais, and yeah, it's really a nice place to live. Really, although I need to do more, 25 kilometers of driving. If I need to go to Lisbon, we have operations in Lisbon, so it makes me move. But the life, it's a village. It's not the town. It's not a town. Okay, it's a village. Just for you to see that it's not so big, but it's super international. But for me, really, it's not about international. It's really about coziness. of the place.
Mm.
These properties that here in Cascais, they are not on the center, but you can move. um, but of course, there is a connection to the nature, uh, and I think it's important to share. In Cascais, you have different properties, but of course, ocean view can be an option, but that's apartments. So if you speak about villas, we are speaking about pine trees, smell of the grass,
Yes,
uh, a, a short distance to the ocean. I think that's really interesting. Um,
ideal.
Golf courses around. Um, yes, so this is Cascais. It's about really really connection to the nature, and it's about, of course, in every place there is luxury and there is affordable. um Cascais now, it was already started to be famous on the Second World War. uh Estoril also. So it's very difficult to have the property, and it's expensive location. But I advise to visit, and there are different options. But it's about really a luxury destination, because Lisbon, you have buildings everywhere.
Mm.
In Cascais, it's more separate
That.
resorts,
Mm.
different types of resorts, which this
Mm.
one included. Okay. We spoke, moving south. There is Troia. Troia is a resort region. Uh, it's from one side, it's a peninsula. So one side you have ocean, and the other side you have a river. On the continuation of the same beach, you have Comporta, and close you have Alcácer. So,
Mm.
and Troia, it's closer to the main town, close to Setúbal, which it has a big port. Um, I told you that there is a law now not allowing properties to be developed more
Near the
less
beach.
than 2 kilometers from
Mm.
the beach. So if we check this property, uh, if you move a little bit, next slide, yes.
Sorry.
um, See, this is a older design that I
Mm.
think is a very interesting option, because it's facing to the ocean. You
It's so
cannot
close to
check.
the ocean.
Yes, that's the ocean. That's the ocean.
Mm.
So the picture is not the best, but it gives already some idea.
Yes.
Um, in this one, you have also a boat, um, a dock for your private boat, and the price is 3.5 million,
Mm.
but
Something like this will not come by anymore, isn't it? Because you have your introduction of the implementation of the restriction near the beach, right?
yes, that's why I think it's interesting, and it's a unique option. It belongs to an investor,
Mm.
and he plays. So it's not. It's inside the resort of Troia,
Mm.
but it's a unique option of a resale.
Mm.
Um, I think it's interesting. I think it's because it's really, you can place your feet on the sand. You can have it's an option. So it's not for a long time in the market,
Mm.
but um, but I think it's going to fly soon.
Yes.
This area, it's also applicable for residential investment. So it means that the investor, because it's a low density region, can invest 400,000 instead of 500,000,
Mm.
which can be interesting option. Um, because 100,000 is 100,000, still some money, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so, and you have a unique option. Next slide, you're going to check about Algarve. It's the edge. This villas, it's it's a golf resort. Um, it's a golf resort, and it's super close to Spain. We are speaking about 10 kilometers.
Mm.
Actually, from this clubhouse, I was having a lunch there already. Even you have the view to Spain. That's a view to Spain, not a view to
Mm.
Portugal. It's back again. It's a luxury resort developed, um, and very interesting. Uh, as I told you, all country it's uh, by the Atlantic Ocean, but this region, um, Vila Real de Santo Antonio, Tavira, it's they have already um, the mix of the Mediterranean Sea.
Mm.
So it's the only place in Portugal that you can go to the Atlantic Ocean. It's hot. It's hot. It's a place, and I lived for 1 year in Vila Real de Santo Antonio,
Mm.
um, and it's a place where you can be at 8 p.m. with almost a sunset, and you don't want to exit from the water because it's warm. I love it. It's
Okay.
there is one very interesting beach. It's called Praia Verde on the region. It's called Praia Verde because there is pine trees on the beach, uh,
Okay.
and it's interesting. So and this resort, it's very close by. It's not in front of the beach, but it's close, and it's inside the golf resort,
Mm.
which the majority of people they like, and it's important because there are many golf resorts nearby, which uh, if you spend 1 week, you can go every day for a different golf course on the region. Uh, and it's important. It's important for a golf player
Golfer. Yes.
to have an option at your door
Mm.
or on maybe 20 kilometers 20 kilometers wide, to have options to play different fields every day. I think it's a very important for our golf um, uh,
Community.
listeners.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Over here in Malaysia as well, we have resorts that ties to the golf course as well. Golf resort, and we have like plots of lands to be sold to individuals to build their mansion there. So it's
Yes, this
definitely a
one,
very
this resort, you can build your own property as well,
mm,
or you can buy
mm,
existing properties.
okay.
It's managed by the hotel, um, so it can be an option also for. But this one, I think it's not eligible for the golden visa. But back again, I think it's important for people to understand different types of locations,
Mm,
different types of properties.
okay.
Of course, this is not the luxury of the luxury, because then would be Quinta do Lago, pine trees, different options that we work
Mm,
also. Well,
Mm,
we are just providing more or less the same level of properties because
mm,
Quinta do Lago, we are speaking about properties 5 million euros, 10 million euros.
mm,
Um, but Quinta do Lago, Vila do Lobo, so it's different destinations, but it's also a market. Um, we started recently to work with Madeira. Um, Madeira, it's an island closer to Africa.
mm.
We have two sets of islands. One is Açores, the other is Madeira. Madeira has 500,000 eligible investment for the golden visa,
Mm.
and it's famous for the Cliff's house facing to the
Cliff
ocean.
House. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so it's the properties they are facing to the ocean. You
Beautiful.
don't have the connection because it's not really on top on the edge. We will prepare a trip now to do some videos, and
Mm.
we can share with you soon.
Looking forward.
Um, and we're going to do a tour for these kind of properties. It's
Mm.
interesting to do a video just dedicated to Madeira.
Yes. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, something this. So this is a it's about cliffs and good view to the ocean
Mm.
and new properties, which is also important. Some of the clients they like um, new properties,
Mm.
so I think it's important because also Portugal. It's although it's we have a lot of options, but some they are second-hand options.
Mm.
In Madeira, we are speaking about new
And you.
properties, new yeah,
Mm.
so new design. So it's done for today. I'm trying to do more concentrated with the different aspects, affordable investment, and some luxury properties. Although we have more, if you want super luxury properties, we can do it one session for that.
Definitely.
But I think it's more inspirational today because we gave a wider range of solutions
Mm.
um, for either the golden visa or for presidential option as well.
Mm. Mm.
And if our listeners they have any questions, either commercial properties, also we are keen to assist them
Mm.
and to show different options as well,
Mm.
different tenants. So it's a lot of a big range of solutions that can be provided,
Yeah.
and always important to anyone when he's going to do any investment to study and to understand um, where they what they like and what they want to have it
Mm.
as an investment. I think it's better to have a wise investment. Um, as we saw, some with buyback, some without buyback, some with
Mm.
yield, some without.
Mm.
Um, some at the beach, some at the town, some at another options at the mountain.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so
Yeah.
we are.
Gonzalo, maybe for the benefits of our audience, can you just briefly tell us like what are the buying costs? Like say if there is like a special stamping duty or whatever, the buying cost for the investor. So any buying costs? Mm.
Yes, good, good question. Good question. Um, just thinking. So let's divide this into options.
Mm.
Um, the investment can be done either. even in golden visa,
mm,
can be done either personal
mm,
or company.
mm,
Um, Depends how the investor wants to proceed.
mm,
If the investor wants to proceed um, in a business point of view of the golden visa, he can
mm,
buy and sell properties during the time.
mm,
So he doesn't need to be stuck to one property for the whole time.
mm,
But let's go now for and if you do this type of investment,
mm,
buying and selling, we can assist and you can benefit. You can do with the company, and you can benefit from the transaction tax. But
mm.
that's an operation that we can speak later. Okay.
Okay.
So no, because it's not maybe for everyone, not
Not for
all
everyone.
clients,
Yes.
not for everyone, but it's possible. Okay.
Mm,
So
mm,
there is a possibility of buying and selling properties
mm.
with an exemption of the transaction tax. Okay.
Okay.
So about after these parents, we can see generically how it works. Um, there is two, three taxes that you need to take be aware
Mm,
in the real estate.
mm,
Two of them on the transaction,
mm,
and the other one is annual.
mm,
Um, so the transaction taxes, there are two.
mm,
One is a transaction tax that is 7%
mm,
of the purchase,
mm,
and if it's residential, if
mm,
it's commercial, it's 7.5%.
mm.
And the second tax, it's a stamp duty tax. It's the oldest stamp. It's the oldest tax ever. Although there is already some parties asking to skip this the stamp duty tax, but we still have it, and it's 0.8%.
0.8%.
0.8%.
Okay.
Normally, what I do the calculations, if I want to do fast calculations, I would say 8% for residential,
Mm,
8.5% for commercial,
okay.
um, because you're going to have uh, uh, notary uh,
Mm.
fees.
Charges. Mm,
Of course, the notary fees are not going to be so big. We're
mm,
going to speak about between 500, 600 euros.
mm.
But if you do this rough calculation,
Yeah.
it's better because it's 0.8% and
Mm,
depends on your investment.
mm.
But these are the tax. Then you have the municipality tax. The municipality tax, uh, there is a big range. There is a big range because each municipality can apply.
Location. Different location.
Yes,
Mm,
because um, we don't have this, but it's like a central. The first two taxes they are central government,
mm,
and the other one is a municipality tax. So the government gives a range, and then the municipality can choose
adjust. Mm.
no to choose which one
Which range? Okay.
which one they can apply.
Mm,
Um, of course, it's not much. Of course, any tax is a lot, but this one it's not much.
mm.
Goes to point 0.3 and a
Point
half
zero.
percent, so
Okay.
it's not high,
Okay.
and uh, it's based on the tax valuation of
Mm.
the property, and
Value.
the tax valuation is it's established by the central tax department,
Mm.
which is not um, it's not connected to the market price.
Mm.
Although I'm thinking here because there are some municipalities that they ask the tax authority to to be closer. I'm just thinking about one particular county that I work, which is
Mm.
Portimao.
Mm.
In these cases, even plots. I'm selling plots that the price of the valuation is higher than the value of the property. But this is only so
Okay.
this is just a
Very
joke. Sorry.
special example.
Yeah, it's a very special example. It's the worst example ever. It's the worst example ever,
Mm.
but it can happen. Okay, it
Yeah,
can happen.
understand.
Yeah,
So
and
the big chunk of the tax will be the transaction tax that is about 7%, 7%, and then the stamp duty is about 0.8%. That's like the big chunk, right? So usually you tell the purchaser, the investor, it roughly about 8% or 8.5% for the commercial. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
Cool.
yes.
All right. Okay. Okay, so I think I thank you very much for your very enlightening sharing, and thank you for preparing so many different types to share with us. Interesting ones that caught my attention was the one in the mountain where you have like two units at 280,000 euro. Yeah, so the one, and also like some interesting concept like the co-ownership and all in the hotel
Yes, it's
yeah.
different options. I think
Mm,
it's important for people to decide if they prefer ownership, if
yeah.
they prefer co-ownership.
Mm,
Actually, on both these projects, they have a buyback.
yeah.
Um, a little bit different concept of the buybacks, but it's still the same.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's in first of all to be interested to invest in Portugal. Uh, I think
Then we
it's a
can
first
talk.
step. It's the first step, and second, second, you can understand that can be more or less customized,
Mm,
and depending on what is your outcome,
yeah.
um, then we can find the solution. That I think that's the main message.
Yeah.
We can provide you a customized solution.
Yes, definitely. So
And welcome to Portugal. Then you will decide. Then you will decide.
okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Gonzalo, for your enlightening sharing. To our audience, should you have any question or require further information, please drop us a message in the comment box, or contact us directly. And you can also visit us on our website, www.iqiglobal.com. And do tune in to our Facebook Live every week for other international property sharing. Also, if you have missed any of our episodes, do log into our Facebook page, IQI International Sales, or YouTube to watch the replay. And please support us by sharing our program to your friends and family. Meanwhile, Mr. Gonzalo, stay safe and take care. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you, Sue, for everything.
Thank you.